is rated MALSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, you know it. It does not matter who the host is. Who matters is what the listener. Who is the listener? That is the important part. Anyways, welcome to this fantastic episode of the Rated R Safety Show. Today's Thursday, April the 28th of 2022, day 118th of the year, and only 247 days remaining. Yes, only 247 remaining. Anyways, I hope everything went fantastic for you last night, depending on what you had going on, that's for sure. So just in case, because, you know, it's important what you do every night, as we get to wait about 23 hours between when I saw you last and when I saw you now. So that's always important to talk about. So there you go. There's that right away as we are talking. Anyways, we are broadcasting live from our Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida. And people wonder, why do I say that? Because there are studios other places. Just listen to the shows and you'll figure out where they are. It's pretty simple. And then we are broadcasting across the multiverse known as of Safety FM. And then we are hanging out with our friends and colleagues at that other place that we do stuff at.
Radio Big.
Oh, yes, hanging out with our friends at RadioBig.fm. So there you go. So we're going to be talking a little bit about everything today. I'm sure we're going to go a little bit, some strange places. So I'll talk about it before I start talking about what was trending. We will be talking about the OSHA report of the Rust Summary of Investigation, thanks to our friends over there at Safety Wars, Mr. Jim Posel, for coming up last night and sending that over for us to take a glancy at it. So there you go. So let's start talking right away of what was trending, because that's going to be important as we are talking. So last night and the overnight, this is what was going on. Hashtag Crew of 4 was trending yesterday after 4 astronauts lifted off aboard to the SpaceX Dragon Freedom. So that was going on yesterday. Also, Trevor Reed landed in Twitter's top 10 trends Wednesday after the news of the Marine's release from a Russian prison was announced. He had been held in the country since 2019. Saying goodbye in 4 words was trending yesterday. Tweets included, "Stay away from me. Hasta la vista, baby. I said good day. Live long and prosper." What else? And "See you later, alligator." So I guess those were some of the ones that were out there and about. What else do we have? Hashtag Long Live Montero Tour was trending after Lil Nas X asked his Twitter followers what songs they would like to hear him perform on his upcoming tour. Wouldn't you want to give him something else, like something out of the ordinary, just for the sake of doing so? I mean, I'm just asking the question, because it wouldn't be a little bit more scandalous if you had something else opposed to just the traditional of what you would expect. So there you go. There's that right away. So if you're kind of new to this whole hangout thing, this is how we do it. We talk about safety in the news and safety, and we go from there, go around, and then do some other things, because I think that that's always important. If you want to hang out and call into the show, you're more than welcome doing so. I'm going into callinradio.com. It's probably easy if you just send a message, because that's normally what I pay attention to. So just go to Call In Radio. You are able to do all kinds of fun stuff as you go over there. In regards to voice chat, or voicemail, you can do video chat, or you can even do just a standard kind of messenger text chat, which we tend to take some ganders at a little bit easier if you're hanging out doing those things. So there you go. That's what's going on. So if you are new to the show, here's how the layout of the land goes. We bring in some professional broadcasters to talk about what's going on inside of the world of the news. After we get all that information, then we kind of go back and forth and talk about what is going on. I give you my little thought process on what's going on, and then we go from there up and down and all around, because I never know where the hell I'm going to go with it. So it makes it a pretty interesting thing, at least for me. Hopefully it makes it interesting for you as well. Anyways, I guess let's bring in our friends to talk about what is going on inside of the world of the news.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The UN Secretary General is hoping a trip to Ukraine will bring peace and evacuation of civilians. NBC's Raf Sanchez.
The Secretary General of the United Nations is here in Ukraine today. He's starting his visit in Borodyanka. That's one of the suburbs of Kyiv where Russian forces appear to have carried out war crimes.
Gutierrez is in Ukraine after meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin and agreeing in principle on civilian relief in the besieged city of Mariupol. Gutierrez, Ukrainian President Zelensky, and the Ukrainian foreign minister are holding talks as European leaders accuse Russia of blackmail after cutting off natural gas to parts of the continent. Pope Francis is calling for an end to the war in Ukraine. The 85-year-old Pope spoke to his general audience in St. Peter's Square yesterday and was seated during his remarks because of a knee problem that he called never-ending. Francis also addressed the ongoing war in Ukraine and said, "May the weapons fall silent so that those who have the power to stop the war hear the cry for peace coming from all of humanity." As if COVID isn't enough to worry about, now measles cases are soaring. They're up 79% around the world. The United Nations warns this could trigger larger outbreaks of other diseases this year, affecting millions of children. Officials say the pandemic has interrupted vaccination campaigns and overwhelmed hospitals, creating a perfect storm. They now predict yellow fever could be next after rising cases in West Africa. Senators are restarting immigration reform talks today. The bipartisan group will begin meeting to see if they can get the votes needed on bills that have already been introduced. This is the latest effort for a deal on immigration reform that could pass both the House and the Senate. Well, it hasn't happened in months, but one Powerball ticket finally matched all the right numbers last night to win the $473 million jackpot. The ticket was sold in the Phoenix suburb of Gilbert, Arizona. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Bringing you information you never knew you cared about. Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. A record-breaking heatwave is sweeping through India, raising concerns among health experts. Russia's warning of a lightning-fast response against any country trying to intervene in Ukraine. Chancellor Olaf Scholz is visiting Japan for the first time as German leader amid shared concerns over Russia and China, and an independent watchdog's been asked to investigate claims a Conservative MP watched pornography in the House of Commons.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R Safety Show.
31 members and associates of the Orange County-based Mexican Mafia have been indicted on federal charges for murder and drug trafficking. Daniel Martindale reports.
The FBI says its investigation was eye-opening.
Almost all the Hispanic street gangs in Orange County are controlled by the Mexican Mafia.
They're accused of 2 murders, 6 attempted murders, extortion, and drug trafficking. One of the murder victims died violently.
That victim was beaten, kicked, and had his throat slit.
They're accused of dealing drugs like meth and heroin and using fear, violence, and intimidation to get what they want. Leaders of several street gangs run the Mexican Mafia, with many of them calling the shots from inside California's prisons.
Former President Trump is not a fan of fruit in the wrong hands. Mark Mayfield explains.
In transcripts from a deposition last October, Trump reportedly insisted that tomatoes, pineapples, and bananas can be very dangerous weapons that justify violent acts of self-defense. The deposition was for a civil lawsuit brought by protesters alleging they were assaulted by his security guards outside his New York offices in 2015. Trump also testified that his campaign had received a threat that day, with that threat being, quote, they were going to throw fruit. He added, they are very dangerous stuff, and you can get killed with those things. I'm Mark Mayfield.
A new poll is showing while young people want student loan debt relief, they might not want it completely forgiven. Ryan Shook with more.
The Harvard University poll says of more than 2,000 18 to 29-year-olds surveyed, 85% favor some form of government action on student loan debt, but only 38% favor total debt cancellation. Along party lines, the numbers vary widely. About 72% of Democrats surveyed favored canceling at least some student loan debt, along with 56% of independents. But only 24% of Republicans want to see any student loan debt canceled.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go. Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What? Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month, and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
Listen to our host
of the Rated R Safety Show
self-implode on our airwaves, only on Safety FM.
Okay, there you go. 15 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging and banging on this lovely Thursday Rated R Safety Show style. So let's get into it. Let's start talking about the things that are going on inside of the world as we are taking the sequence and the looks and all that kind of fun stuff. So taking it from the very top of the hit list, it goes across this way. A national CDC study suggests that 58% of Americans have COVID antibodies from infection, not just their shots, that mitigate death and serious hospitalization. This is a significant jump from 33% measured just in December of last year. The news suggests that the recent variants ripped through the countries pretty quickly. The same study shows that 75% of kids under the age of 18 have natural infection antibodies, reinforcing that children are the least susceptible to the serious infection. The study comes at the heels of the Keebler-Elf reject, really. So I don't even know why that's in there. Anthony Fauci declaring that on Tuesday that the United States has left the pandemic phase of COVID's nightmare. So there you go. Some things to think about. Really, I don't even know. They got me on that one. Just read away. Okay, what else do we got? Elon Musk responded to the claims of the right wing saw a boost to followers in the recent, while left-leaning accounts lost some. He tweeted Wednesday that it was most likely because the widespread media reporting about the acquisition, which flooded the platform with new users, not necessarily because of the change in software. So there you go. Change in software. I have to tell you, if you follow that man on Twitter and some of the stuff that he talks about or some of the stuff that he references, oh, does he believe that we are in a simulation? And that is a whole other story that we could probably talk about at some other point. By the way, Musk also had some advice for former President Donald Trump on Wednesday. Truth Social is a terrible name, exists because Twitter censored free speech. Musk wrote, then added in a follow-up, should be called Trumpet instead. Trumpet. You get it? Trumpet. So there you go. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that one.
We are now video streaming the Rated R Safety Show. I don't know why our host has a face for radio. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, the Louisiana man was hospitalized after a squirrel jumped off his house roof and started attacking him. A caller of 911 reportedly observed the incident and said that the call to 911 that the man was attempting to choke the squirrel but was unable to obtain a good grip. Cops were sent to the scene and managed to subdue the squirrel, which subsequently died. No word on in the injury specifics, but the local NBC affiliate in Louisiana says some of them were severe, though he's going to be able to fully recover. So hold on. I mean, I want you to envision this for a moment. So you're about to walk outside. You get outside, and all of a sudden you have a squirrel jump on you. You have a squirrel jump on you and attack you. And then you're unable to subdue the squirrel personally. So somebody says that, hey, I have your best interest in heart. So what we are going to do is I am going to call the cops, which in return, the local NBC affiliate is going to come out to take a look-see of me being attacked by a squirrel. Man, does that sound like some fun times. Anyways, let's continue talking. Guinness World Records are certified the world's oldest living person just days after sitting at the title holders passed away. Now it's a woman called Sister Andre, a nun in France who's 118 years old and 118 years and 73 days old. Wow, what has she seen in her lifetime? She was born on February the 11th in 1904, named Lucille Randon. Guinness also notes that she is the oldest person to contract COVID-19 and to tell about it. So there you go. 118 years and 73 days. If you ever, if you want a milestone, I guess that's something to think about if you want to take a look at it in that fashion. Anyways, let's get some Johnny Smalls inside of here and let him tell us about what is going on inside of the Market Beat.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Thursday, April 28th, 2022. Equities rebounded on Wednesday, but it's too soon to call a bottom in the market. While the S&P 500 is moving up from the key 4,200 level, the move is ahead of an important data point that could change the market's outlook. The data point is the Pce Price Index on Friday. The Pce Price Index is expected to moderate on a sequential basis, but still come in at a strong up 0.3% for the month and 5.3% from last year. The risk for the market is that inflation will not moderate, and there is no real reason to think it will. Not only is energy at the highest levels in a decade and driving input costs higher throughout the economy, but producers and retailers are still trying to catch up with the last 12 months of inflation. If anything, the market should be prepared for a hot number and a chance the S&P 500 could break through support at 4,200 and make a move toward the 2,700 level. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com.
Okay, thank you, Johnny Smalls, for that one, letting us know what is going on inside of the market beat, because that's always important in regards to what we're talking about. So there you go. Anyways, let's get into some other news on the other side here. This is what I have. After an afternoon rally, stocks finished relatively flat. The Dow picked up about 65 points and the S&P just 8. So just for information purposes alone, now you know what is going on over there. Anyways, let's continue talking about some other things that are going on. So let's talk about this. Premature props reversal in MSD sentencing phase. The judge overseeing the penalty trial of the confessed school shooter, Nicholas Cruz, reverses her decision to restart jury. Nathaniel Rodriguez has more information.
The judge in the death penalty trial of Parkland killer Nicholas Cruz is reneging her earlier decision to restart jury selection.
I'm going to dismiss the state's motion as premature. I'm going to bring those 11 individuals back for the purpose of asking them whether they have a hardship in serving, and we will take it from there.
Judge Elizabeth Shearer addressing the 11 potential jurors she dismissed on April 5th without questioning. Referring to 243 potential jurors that faced dismissal this week, she says the first 40 will now be brought back for the start of the second round. Had she failed to do that, the defense argued the judge would have had to end the death penalty trial and sentence Cruz to 34 consecutive life sentences. Natalie Rodriguez, Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, that changes some things up right away in regards of when you start talking about it. So that is for sure. Anyways, AG Garland swears no interference in the Biden probe. The Attorney General, Merrick Garland, says there will not be interference in the DOJ's probe into President Biden's son, Hunter Biden. Mike Bowers has more information.
There will not be interference of any political or improper kind.
Before the Senate Appropriations Committee with Republican Tennessee Senator Bill Hagerty demanding to know whether Garland had been briefed on the probe, the Attorney General noted that it's being run by David Weiss, the U.S. Attorney in Wilmington, Delaware. Hagerty responded, "I'm aware of that, but he reports to you," to which the Attorney General said, "He is supervising the investigation, and I'm not at liberty to talk about internal Justice Department deliberations." The Hunter Biden probe began as early as 2018 and involves business and financial activities in foreign countries dating back to when Hunter Biden's father was vice president. I'm Mike Bauer.
Okay, thank you, Mike Bauer, for that one. So that's going to be some interesting mix of information because, you know how this goes around here. Oh, politics. Anyways, Allegiant Air announces plans to create a base of operation in Provo. Allegiant Air will invest millions of dollars to create a base in operations in Provo. Interim airport manager Brian Torgerson says that the good reason for Allegiant to put roots at Provo Airport.
Over the last year through COVID, the Provo Mesa Pear City was the highest performing route for Allegiant in all of their entire network across the country.
The airline will permanently station 4 aircrafts in the new phase, creating more than 150 jobs. Allegiant plans to invest about almost $100 million and hopes to have a new operation up and running by mid-November. Just so you know, Torgerson says that Provo's airport isn't Salt Lake City's international and doesn't aspire to be.
The huge difference for Provo and what we're proud of is the convenience here. You can see our parking lots steps away from the building. Once you get in the building, you're steps away from the gate.
So now you know where Allegiant will actually set you up for your next delay.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Okay, so let's continue talking. COVID deaths predicted to top 1 million soon. The nations appear to be on track to hit yet another grim COVID milestone. Trey Thomas has more information.
The CDC predicts up to 4,300 more people will lose their lives by May 21st. That would send the death toll past the 1 million mark. The agency is also forecasting up to 7,000 hospitalizations by the same time. This comes as dozens of states are seeing a rise in cases as the new Omicron variant continues to spread. I'm Trey Thomas.
You know, I don't know if that's something to really be on the track for, but I guess it's something that it is happening, so I guess it's something to talk about. Anyways, continuing to talk, Drug Take-Back Day is planned. West Des Moines, Iowa. Iowa law enforcement agencies are taking part of the National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day this Saturday. Sue Danielson has more information.
Old and unneeded medication can be safely disposed of between 10 and 2 Saturday at multiple police departments, sheriff's offices, and pharmacies. This event is held twice a year. In October, Iowans dropped off more than 6,000 pounds of unwanted medications. I'm Sue Danielson.
So I got a question for you. Is flushing it down the toilet not really like the gig to do? I mean, I'm just asking a question because I am slightly confused on that. What else would you normally do? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking the question just to have a better understanding. Anyways, let's continue talking. Mexican Mafia boss indicted on federal charges. The leader of the Orange County, California-based Mexican Mafia now faces several federal indictments. Lucinda K. reports.
The indictments just unsealed, and the charges include federal racketeering, murder, attempted murder, drug dealing, and weapons charges. Key leaders in the street gang and several associates also named. Investigators say 46-year-old Johnny Martinez ran the gang from jail and prison. He ordered hits on rival gangs and drug dealers who failed to pay so-called taxes. Agents say he used all kinds of communication like smuggled in contraband phones, and he'd send messages through girlfriends and wives. I'm Lucinda Kay.
Hold on. Did she just say send stuff over by girlfriends, plural, and wives? I'm just asking, so there you go. Anyways, 31 members of the Mexican Mafia indicted for murder and drug trafficking. 31 members associated with the Orange County-based Mafia have been indicted for federal charges of murder, drug trafficking. So there you go. Take a listen to this a little bit longer.
The FBI says its investigation was eye-opening.
Almost all the Hispanic street gangs in Orange County are controlled by the Mexican Mafia.
They're accused of 2 murders, 6 attempted murders, extortion, and drug trafficking. One of the murder victims died violently.
That victim was beaten, kicked, and had his throat slit.
They're accused of dealing drugs like meth and heroin and using fear, violence, and intimidation to get what they want. Leaders of several street gangs run the Mexican Mafia, with many of them calling the shots from inside California's prisons. Daniel Martindale, NBC News Radio.
Okay, thank you, Daniel Martindale, for letting us know what exactly was going on out there. So there you go. Anyways, let's continue talking. Reverend Jackson and others call for action to fight gun violence. The Reverend Jesse Jackson and the community leaders are joining together to help fight against gun violence in Chicago. Father Michael Pleger says that they need to have a plan.
If we do not have a plan, in our homes, our blocks, our neighborhoods, the city, the state, the government, the law enforcement, churches, synagogues, mosques, if we don't have a plan, then we are co-conspirators to the violence.
Wow, co-conspirator. The group yesterday urged collaboration with religious groups, family educators, law enforcement, and business leaders to deal with the issue. The call to action follows a rise of gun violence in the past weekend in the city. Police say that 8 people were killed and 34 others were wounded in Chicago. Think about that. That number is extremely high as we are talking in regards of what is going on over there. Think about that for just one particular moment, just in case. Anyways, Cook Sheriff Department launching command post in River North. The Cook County Sheriff's Department is launching a new command post in Chicago River North in effort to combat crime in the area. Sheriff Tom Dart says that the River North command post in North Clark is aimed to increasing the enforcement presence in the area and supporting the Chicago Police Department.
This is our effort to take another step in trying to go after some of the things that has been particularly disconcerting to so many of the people in our community. The criminal activity that's gone on in the River North area and along Michigan Avenue.
Okay, so there you go. There's that. Sheriff's Police also have a command post in the city in West Side. This launched in 2018. The area has seen a decrease in shootings and homicides. So hopefully that will put the gig together and moving forward and being able to do some other things, and hopefully some of the violence will go down. Anyways, it is currently 30 minutes past the top of the hour, or the bottom of the hour for those who are fanatical about radio, for them to know exactly how you use that wording. So let's go ahead and do that thing that we like to do that we call the main story.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, main story time. Taking it from the top, taking it from the bottom. So I guess there is going to be some assumptions as we are going to be talking about this next little bitsy of information. So where do we want to start? Do we want to start at the very beginning? Do we want to start where we assume that people know? So maybe we'll do it in this way. On October the 22nd of 2021, the Occupational Health and Safety Bureau, a bureau within the New Mexico Environment Department, NMED, initiated an inspection of Rust Production LLC at the Bonanza Creek Ranch in Santa Fe County, New Mexico, in response to a workplace fatality that occurred approximately at 1:47 p.m. on October the 21st of 2021. In the New Mexico Film Office, which was part of the Economic Development Department, EDD, initially noticed the OHSB. The incident of the evening in October the 21 of 2021 was noticed that the firearm-related incident occurring to the injury of two employees, which succumbed to their injuries. OHSB assigned the inspection of compliance officer Lorenzo Montoya, and is descendant of. Hey, it goes into this other portion and then references to the two people that were injured. So let me talk about this real quick. So if you're not familiar with this, let's say verbatim in regards of this, this is the movie set where Alec Baldwin was at, and then allegedly had a gun shoot, fire, trigger, however you want to use the wording, in regards of what happened. So this right here was sent over by Jim Polzel, and this is the actual New Mexico OSHA Rust Summary of Investigation. So this report is available, that's out there, and you can take a look-see at it. It is an 11-page document in regards of everything that was going on, and I'm talking about everything from what was said on what day to what was done on another day. So it goes that far. So let's jump around. The document's 11 pages long, and no, I do not want to bore you to death by trying to read all 11 pages to you, but let's kind of go through some highlights here. Findings on page number 2. Section 8 says the following. The firearm involved in the incident is a modern replica of a Colt 45 caliber revolver. Long Colton style. Rust had 13 such revolvers for the production in total. For manufacturer, and then it names it. In the film, firearms are typically controlled by props department, with the individual responsible for handling the firearms and ammunition titled armorer or weapon handler. The armorer for this film was Hannah Gutierrez Reed, and her immediate supervisor was Sarah Zachary. Props master or property master Nicole Montoya, props assistant, provided support to Zachary and Gutierrez Reed. The Rust props department was small, and for administrative purposes was placed under the art department headed by Brian Norvell, who provided support for props that rarely worked with Zachary or Gutierrez. Did you hear that portion? Rarely worked with. So we can jump around some more if you want to take some look-sees around some of this other stuff, so we can go back into, let's go to October the 16th, according to this report. This is page number 4, section 15. It says, on October the 16th, there were 2 firearms misfires on the Rust set. The first instance, Sarah Zachary inadvertently fired a blank round as she finished loading the .45 caliber revolver that was aimed at the ground. The return hammer closed the position of the firearm safe, and the operator must hold the hammer to depress the trigger, guiding the hammer to be closed in position deliberately. In the case first misfire, the hammer slipped by Miss Zachary's thumb or finger, likely resulting in the firing pin and the hammer striking the primer, which ignited the powder, firing the blank round. So there you go. At section number 16 says the following: the second misfire on October the 16th involved Blake Teixeira, stunt double for Alec Baldwin, and lever action rifle of unknown make and model. Is not known how the misfire happened, as according to some of the statements, he was alone in the cabin, and others state that he was not alone. Hannah Gutierrez-Reed stated that Blake only comment was, "It just went off." Gutierrez also went and described that it was probably a rifle by being placed onto the ground too roughly. So there you go. So here you go. Let's go into section 17. October the 17th, 2021, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed sent a text to Gabriel Pickle stating, "Hey, we're on day 8 of Armor's Day. So if there's a gunfire after this, you may want to talk to the producer, Miss Pickle," and replied the same day that we were no more trading sick days. Miss Gutierrez-Reed then asked to clarify training days. Miss Pickle responded, "Like training Alec and such." So there you go. October the 20th, Lane Looper, first assistant camera, resigned, citing safety concerns among some of the issues, and stated that the email between Roe Walters during the filming of the gunfire on the top of things often played very fast and loose. So far have been 2 accidental weapon discharges and 1 accidental SFX, or special effects explosive, that have gone around the crew between the takes. Mr. Looper went on to state, "To be clear, there are no safety meetings these days. There have been no explanation to what to expect with shots." So then going into it, on October the 21st, 2021, Dave Hiles handed a .45 caliber Colt revolver loaded with what he assumed were dummy rounds to Alec Baldwin. Mr. Baldwin aimed the revolver towards Hageland Hutchinson and Joel Sosa, and a projectile was fired, striking Hutchinson and Mr. Sosa right there. So there you go. Some stuff going on right as we are talking, and then just in case you did not know, as conclusions, this is on page 6, section 20. As a result of the inspection, OHSB determined that the rust was responsible for serious violation of the New Mexico Occupational and Safety Acts. While no specific state or federal OSHA standards exist for firearms used in film industry, it is clear that both employer and film industry recognizes the hazard associated to the use of firearms on the movie sets and the potential serious injuries of employees. Further, rust demonstrated plain indifference to the safety of employees, ignoring recognizing hazards inherent to the use of firearms and ammunition by failing to take appropriate corrective and investigative actions after 2 firearms-related incidents, misfires, occurred on October the 16th, and after the employees notified management that they did not feel safe with how weapons were being handled on the set of Rust. Rust failed to follow company safety procedures, which likely would have prevented the accident from occurring. So there you go. And then let's get a little bit deeper into the weeds. Rust management did not ensure their own safety procedures taken into the film. Safety bulletins issued in the industry-wide Labor Management Safety Committee were followed at the worksite. According to General Safe Practices documents provided by Rust, the following safety bulletins were taken into consideration during the course of the production: recommendation for safe with firearms blank ammunition. Addition to the January 7, 2022, Rust attorneys informed AMED that the safety bulletins used included recommendations of safe firearms to use the blank ammunition. And let's see. It says blank ammunition bulletin run. The Rust failures effectively implemented those procedures included the following. Bulletin 1. The property master and armorer work in conjunction with the production designated safety representative to assure that the following standards are adhered to. Failure to implement the standards listed in Bulletin 1 were not enforced by Rust managers or supervisors, including to the limit of Sarah Zachary and the property master, Dave Halls, and the safety coordinator. And it goes in more and more into this document of what is going on. It is 11 pages long. So let's jump to the very end portion, and it says the following. Section 29. Based on the above findings, I recommend a willfully serious citation with penalties issued to Rust Movie Production LLC, citing plain indifference to recognizing hazards associated to the use of firearms on the set which their employees were exposed to. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to be able to give you all of the information because of the length of the document, but it's something to take a look at for sure if you get the opportunity to do so. So, what do you think went wrong? What do you think went right based on just the little information that we got to share? Like I said, if you want to take a look at the document, it is titled 2022-419 New Mexican OSHA Rust Summary of Investigation. It's readily available out there. We'll probably put it up we'll probably send it out on a tweeter. Matter of fact, don't worry. What I will do today is we will send it out on a hot link. That way, if you want to take a look-see at it, you'll have the opportunity to do so. Anyways, that's what's going on inside of that section. I'm sure we'll have more information right after this.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
Well, you might be like me and heard all these terms and were not 100% sure on what they meant. Things is mining, blockchain, the Internet of Things. Well, I will tell you, we here at Safety FM have partnered up with a company that will explain this to you and will also have conversations to inform you on how you might have the potential of making passive income by being involved with this. All you need to do is go to safetyfm.com/iHub. They'll discuss blockchain. What exactly is mining? What is cryptocurrency? And what is the Internet of Things? To find out more information, go to safetyfm.com/iHub. That's safetyfm.com/iHub. And don't forget to mention that Jay Allen sent you.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to when you checked on me? I don't want to leave, but remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart and don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range today. For help keeping yours at a healthy range, text PRESSURE to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. Take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need feedthepig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at feedthepig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Hey, are you tired of hanging around and talking about safety in a boring kind of format? Well, I got something for you. If you haven't hung out with us yet at safetyfm.com, I'm going to encourage you to do so. Yeah, if you come out to Safety FM, you can come hang out with all kinds of safety professionals. Some are safety professionals, some are just people that are talking about safety. But we want to do it in a format that makes it fun and entertaining. If you're kind of trying to figure out what the FM portion is, well, we're a radio station and also a podcast network. You can come out, hang out, and listen to my show, The Jay Allen Show. You can listen to Todd Conklin with the pre-accident investigation, Blaine J. Hoffman with the Safety Pro, the Hop Nerd, Sam Goodman, just to name a few on what can be found on the station. Different things for different people, trying to bring safety in an entertaining form. SafetyFM.com. Go to the website, download the app, and carry it with you all day long. SafetyFM.com. We'll be waiting for you. Okay, there you go. 46 minutes past the top of the hour. Hanging and banging. This is Tin Man by Ava Lowe. Hey, Ava. So the song's readily available on Spotify and iTunes.
Enjoy.
So if you want to take a look-see to that one, you're more than welcome on doing so. Thanks to Ava Lowe for allowing us to play this here. So let's go ahead and bring that down real quick. So just for a follow-up, just in case you're not hanging out on the streamer and you're hanging out on the radio station, you know, the preferred method of what we do around here. Jim Posel says that he'll be talking about this today on Safety Wars. He'll be talking about what happened at Rust. So just so you know, by the way, I'm going to throw this out here, and I'm going to do the same thing as we do with Sheldon all the time. We are trying to get Jim Posel onto the standardized radio side of the house, opposed to just being on the podcast network. So I'm just waiting for him to tell me when, so we can start moving forward and getting him over there for you can listen to him at a certain time slot. No pressure on their polls. Just letting you know what's going on and letting everybody else know also at the same time too. So let's get into some news and talk about some things that are happening inside of this world because it is always important. Let me tell you about the most important thing that I'm ever going to tell you, and it's going to consist of the following information. I'm going to tell you about my friends at the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Whether you have struggled with suicide yourself or have lost a loved one, know that you're not alone. Hear about personal experiences from people in your local communities whose lives have been impacted by suicide and depression. Find out more information, all you have to do is go to afsp.org. That is afsp.org, or you can call 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255, or text the word TALK to 741-741. Seriously, you never know how important that information can be for you or anybody else just for the sake of talking about it. Also, you can help out in your local communities because that information is always important. So that's the way that it goes around here. Listen, you can learn so many different things about there. Learn about mental health. Learn about what's going on inside of the world of COVID. Learn how you can make a difference. Learn about real stories. Learn the facts of what is going on over there. So all you have to do is go to afsp.org or call 1-800-273-8255 or text the word TALK to 741-741. So there you go. Anyway, so let's start talking about some other things that are going on inside of the world here because that's what we need to start talking about. Anyway, scam in, people. Here we go. A TikToker is warning people that hotel room service scam that cost a family $6,000. Ali Coca from Toronto told his 1.8 million followers that a family was staying at a hotel and ordered room service using dad's debit card. And in the clip, which has cracked almost 2 million views, Coca shares the family story from the front image of the Holiday Inn Express, although the location of the incident hasn't been made public. The story is that they were calling a place for food order and providing them from their dad's card. The family waited 90 minutes before they're calling at the front desk and were asked where their order was. They were told that there was an order for the room that was never received. And then the man logged into the banking app and to find out that $6,000 was missing from his account. It turned out that the room service menu they had ordered was fake and then had slipped under their door by scammers. Coca went on to say that once you call and give them the card info, you can log into your account and take out all the money they want. Online commenters agreed, saying that the trick is more commonly that you expect. Definitely the most overpriced hotel food that I've ever heard of, but it's close. And hey, there you go, getting security password checks on a banking website. They deserve the $37 that I've paid. Well, I was the not so quite a sweet place to stay when you think about it. Now, here's the other side of the equation here. If this was a debit card, and I just want to throw this out here, that has a Visa or a MasterCard or American Express logo on it, they're going to pretty much protect you from that, unless it was some kind of debit card that you gave a PIN number. Because if you gave a PIN number, well, that might be a different story.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so let's go through it real quick. Let's get some Johnny Smalls over here with the Motivation Minute.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Today's quote has been submitted by Melissa. Tim Ferriss said, "Conditions are never perfect. Someday is a disease that will take your dreams to the grave with you. If it's important to you and you want to do it eventually, just do it and correct course along the way." I love this so much. I quote this all the time in different variations. But I've met with musicians who are amazing but never release their music because it's never ready. Authors who never finish a book and filmmakers who never finish a film, both for the same reason as well. Hey, perfection is not gonna happen. So like Nike says, just do it. I mean, come on, what do you have to lose? This has been today's Motivation Minute, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for insurance quotes. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
Your Wellness Minute is brought to you by alasamorgan.com. Today, let's have a quick chat about amino acids and what they can do for you. Simply put, amino acids are molecules that combine to form protein, and they become building blocks for your body. They promote muscle growth, connective tissue, and skin health. They help maintain muscle tone and tissue strength. They help to heal and repair, they help with digestion, they provide energy for your body, and they stimulate IGF, and deficiencies in IGF-1 can contribute to metabolic syndrome, which includes increased blood pressure, high blood sugar, excess body fat around the waist, and abnormal cholesterol or triglyceride levels. The foods that are high in amino acids include quinoa, eggs, fish, mushrooms, turkey, grass-fed beef, legumes and beans, and chicken. For more, check out alasamorgan.com.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Listen at your own risk. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, listen at your own risk for sure as we are talking. Anyways, let's continue talking about some other things that are going on inside of this world. So as you did hear, there was a lottery winner for, the big one. So there you go. Just in regards to what was going on. Let me talk about this real quick. Casey Anthony is ready to tell her story nearly 11 years after being acquitted of murder and manslaughter. Anthony was arrested in 2008 in connection with the disappearance of a 2-year-old daughter. After the extensive 6-month search for the toddler, her body was found in a wooded area near the family home. Casey was charged with murder in 2011 trial that saw at least 40 million viewers, where we famously and shockingly only found guilty on 4 counts of lying to the police. Now the 36-year-old says that she wants to tell the truth, and the interview will air on major streaming services, and an insider told People a premiere date has not yet been set. So there you go. Something else to continue on with the saga, if you're so inclined to find out. So anyways, let's talk about some things that happened back on this date. Taking back a look on 2019, Disney's Marvel's film Avenger Endgame earns an estimated $1.2 billion worldwide. It is the first film to earn over $1 billion on opening weekend. Domestically, it raked in about $350 million. $1 billion on one weekend. Wow, what a deal there. Anyways, let's talk about some birthdays real quick. Juana Mata, 34. Robin Schultz, 35. Harry Shrum Jr. turns 40. Jessica Alba, 41. Drew Scott, 44. Jonathan Scott, 44. Penelope Cruz, 48. Too Short turns 56. John Daly, 56. Let's see. Chuck LaVille, 70. Jay Leno turns 72 today. And Anne Margaret turns 81. So there you go. There's some birthdays that are going on today. If you're looking for a reason to celebrate, I have some of those things for you as well. National Teach Children to Save Day. National Take Our Daughters and Sons to Work Day. Workers' Memorial Day. National Superhero Day. National Great Poetry Reading Day. National Bravehearts Day. And last but not least, National Blueberry Pie Day. Let me ask you a strange question real quick. If you work from home and you have National Take Our Daughter and Sons to Work Day, does that mean they just stay home? I mean, I'm just asking because I have no clue. Just one of those weird curiosity questions.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R. Safety Show.
Hey, just saying. Don't shoot the messenger. Anyways, here's some whack facts for you real quick. The myth that people are either left-brained or right-brained. There are 550 hairs in the average eyebrow. Melting an ice cube in your mouth burns about 2.3 calories. Women are attracted to the scent of good in plenty of licorice candy and cucumbers. Oh, what a mix there. The word hipster goes all the way after the 1930s when it was used to refer to someone in the jazz scene. And the word nude originally meant 3 p.m. Somebody explained that one to me. So there you go. So that's pretty much going to sum up our time together today. So thanks for hanging out, doing the things that you do. If you want to come and hang out with us, we are going to be going over to RadioBig.fm exclusively to do our music show that we also have called Jay Allen in the Morning. So if you want to come over, do that stuff, you're more than welcome on doing so. All you have to do is just come over, hang out, and do all the lovely things that we do over there. If that's not the case, that's perfectly fine, too. You can keep it locked here on Safety FM, where we will be giving you the world of music coming your general direction. Anyways, if you need a random joke for today, here you go. Yes, all power corrupts, but the other hand, electricity is rather handy. If you need something for the phone starter, here you go. If you were featured on local news, what would the story most likely be about? Boy, is that going to be an interesting one to talk about. If you need something for the water cooler, try this question. When a food servers do this, tips have been shown to increase by as much as 20%. What is it? Draw a happy face on the bill. I thought you were going to say give portion of the food for free because that would increase it. Really? So drawing a happy face on the bill will increase your tip to as much as 20%. But how do they know what you were going to tip in the first place? Maybe that's the question. Anyway, so you've been listening to the Rated R Safety Show exclusively on Radio Big and SafetyFM.com. Thank you for always being the best part of what we do around here, and that is the listener. We could not do what we do without you. That is for sure. Remember, Safety FM is the home of real safety talk. Anyways, if I can leave you with a deep thought for today, I would love to leave you with this one. Even if you are on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Think about that one today. That's one for you. Anyways, I know who you are. You know who I am.
Duh.
Love ya, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.